Good morning, good morning. Welcome to In the Garden with Joyful Living. I am Kimberly Dixon. I'm just out here in the garden early this morning, taking a looking around. And actually, this is my first look. I haven't looked at anything out here because I literally just stepped out of the door. So we're going to take a look at the garden while we wait for a few people to join us. So everything is doing very well, actually. I've got hot cayenne pepper that are turning red. Look at that hot mama back there. Isn't she pretty? Got more jalapenos on the vine. And actually this one here is ready to be picked because you see it's got the white striping in it. It's ready to go. But y'all look at this plant here. I don't know if any of you remember, but a few weeks ago, good morning, Lori, I showed you my watermelon vine that I had just planted. Because I planted it late in the season because my mama said plant some watermelon. So I did as she requested, and look at how this vine has taken off. It's got little flowers on it, which means that it's about to start producing some fruit, but it is looking gorgeous. The pinto bean plant is still doing well. I'm actually excited. Well, I'm always excited about what's going on out here. Because you see that plant that's done. Well, in actuality, at first I was wondering, what did I do wrong? But I didn't do anything wrong. That's when potatoes let you know that they're ready. So probably, maybe in a couple more days after the main stalk dries up some, I'm going to empty that out. And of course, I'm going to record that so that you all can see. Sweet potatoes are taking over everything. Green beans, still doing well. I don't have any on here right now. I don't think. Well, there's one. That's a baby. Look, I just harvested some stuff, so there isn't a whole lot of stuff out here. This is, what is that? Got so much stuff out here, y'all, I forgot what it is. It's some kind of squash. Cocozelle squash. And then mint all over the place. Rosemary, another cucumber back there, another squash. That's green patty pan squash right there. That's my beautiful sunflower. You can't see it because of the direction of the sun. But let me go out here and show you. Today won't be long, but let me show you the sunflower before I go any further. That thing is absolutely gorgeous. But even what's more surprising about it is that it has multiple heads on it. I've seen sunflowers that bloom with multiple heads, but I've never seen it on a mammoth sunflower. Good morning, Louisa. Good morning, LJ. Good morning, Deb. But what's even more surprising is it doesn't have 2 or 3. It's got heads developing all along the stalk. So that's just amazing to me. And every morning I come out here and just look at those. I just love sunflowers, guys. Actually, I had a topic planned for this morning, but then, good morning, Tammy. God, girl, I ain't seen you in forever. Just gotten completely ghost. I could have came out and dried out the chairs first, but I didn't. And so now I'm a little bit wet. Won't matter because I'm going to go work out. So I had a different topic planned for this morning, but then I did something stupid. We do stupid stuff sometimes in life. Last night, I woke up in the middle of the night and my back was hurting. So I got my heating pad and I put it on my lower back, and my intention was to just leave it there for a few minutes to calm it down. And I forgot. Well, no, I didn't forget. I went back to sleep. And so this morning, I get up, and my back is hurting in a different kind of way. And I look in the mirror, and across the bottom half of my back is a rectangle. I've got I think it's first degree burn across my entire lower back. So my back is hurting. And I was like, oh, so I laid back across the bed for a few minutes after I put some aloe on it, just trying to cool the heat down. And I was like, oh, I don't want to go work out this morning. My back is hurting. No, my back is burning, not hurting, it's burning. But then I remembered a lesson my trainer taught me probably 2 years ago, the first time that we ever ran heels. Good morning, Carrie. It's funny that you get on there. I was just about to talk about Alvin. The first time we ran heels, I showed up for a training session. I've been working with him for a few months at that point. He said, we're going to run heels today. And I was like, what? I can't run heels. I've been running a little bit. He was like, everything we've been doing up until this point has been in preparation for this. We're going to run 16 heels today. No, we're going to run 20 heels today. If you come up the hill in less than 30 seconds, you take one off. So the number you do is up to you. I ended up having to run 16 that day because the first couple of ones I did and on the 30, but I got slower and slower after that. But once I got tired, every time I get to the top, he would tell me, go when you don't want to go. So instead of waiting to get stopping at the start line, as soon as I approach it, I would just start to run and run with all my might up that hill. Because if I started early, I could go when I didn't want to go. So this morning, that's what I want to talk about, because I'm gonna go work out even though I don't want to go. But go when you don't want to go applies to so much more than just physical things. When you go to work when you don't want to go to work, go to church when you don't want to go. But it also has a deeper meaning to that when you're working on a project and things have stalled. That goal means something. I can't think of the word that I'm looking for. But go when you don't want to go has a deeper and a more profound meaning. So today I just want to quickly encourage you all to go when you don't want to, when you don't want to go to work, when you don't want to go to church, when that project seems to be stalled and you are doing everything you possibly can, but nothing is manifesting. So I want you to remember that it basically means to don't give up. And be conscientious of the fact that when God has given you something to do, there are gonna be trials, even in just regular life. There are gonna be hard things. There are gonna be trials. But a cat just ran out of the woods and ran beside the house, kind of distracted me because I was like, what is that big animal running? But we have to dig deep within ourselves and remember what Joshua last week at church on Saturday. I said I wasn't going to church because I was tired. I was going to watch it online. Good morning, Darius. But we do drive-through service, and it's available online. And on Saturday, I said, I'm not going to church. I'm going to watch it online. But when I woke up Sunday morning, and a friend of mine who rides with me to church, he had said he wasn't going. But Sunday morning, I woke up, and I knew I was going. I knew I needed to be there. But while I was getting dressed, my friend sent me a message and said, are you going to church, Miss Kim? And I said, yes, I'll pick you up. So we both went to church, and lo and behold, the pastor preached on be courageous. And he preached from Joshua, the first chapter, verses 3 through 9, in which God is talking to Joshua and saying, be courageous, be encouraged, don't give up. And there are a few times in the Bible when you hear God say something 3 times, but in those few verses, he tells Joshua 3 times, be courageous, be encouraged, don't give up, I'm with you. And last time he actually said it kind of, didn't I tell you? You know how when your mama tell you something and she done told you more than once, didn't I tell you? That's the kind of attitude God took with Joshua, because he had been telling him over and over to be courageous and not to give up, to be encouraged. I'm with you. So I'm telling you this morning to go when you don't want to go, because God is with you. Be courageous. If he's given you something to do, then even when it gets hard, and Lord knows this season that we're in, y'all, sometimes it's hard for me to do in the garden. Sometimes it's hard for me just to do other things, because one minute I'm fine, and then the next minute I'm feeling the weight that all of this has with it. The whole world, everything that we're living in, that's a lot of stress. And I don't know if you guys saw on yesterday, but I did a special in the garden with Tawanda Wilson and her breaking the change, breaking. I'm messing up the title of a book, but we talked about the effects that stress has on the body, and in this season, we are all under stress. We are all feeling the brunt of this. So no matter who you are, I want us to not only encourage ourselves and remember that God is encouraging us and being with us, but to encourage other people, because even the people that seem like they are okay, we're not okay. Nobody is okay. Even if you say we are doing okay in this moment, that we are living in unprecedented times. Nobody has ever experienced any of this. And when COVID-19 first started in in March, but we all know it started much sooner than that, but other people in the U.S. were denying that it was here. We thought a couple of months of this and it'll be over with. But here we are. And they told us in the summertime it's going to die because it can't tolerate heat. But here we are in the hottest seasons of the year in the U.S. and we're having the highest numbers that we've had at any point. So everybody is feeling stress. We've got to encourage each other. We've got to turn to God's word for encouragement. We got to encourage ourselves. I use this garden to encourage myself. Excuse me. I use the In the Garden with Joyful Living to encourage you. And then I make sure that I call people. It's okay to text. It's okay to do a social media post. But it's nothing like hearing somebody's voice, because somebody will say, yeah, I'm all right, when they're not really all right. So we got to check on each other. We got to take care of each other. We are living in unprecedented times. I've gotten all off topic of go when we want to go. But as I've told you guys in previous weeks, that I don't take any notes anymore with this. I just get down and I sit down and I start to talk and I let God do what he's going to do, because this was his plan. I started doing In the Gardens 2 years ago. I was just sitting on my patio with a single solitary tomato plant, one zucchini, and a couple of herbs. And God spoke to me and said, show this to the people. Show what to them? So I picked up my phone and started recording and showing people my flowers. And 2 years later, between my front porch and my back, I've got a full garden. But when we do what God asked us to do, even when we don't know where it's going, he'll manifest some great things. So I want to reiterate with you guys, go when you don't want to go. And that means physically go. That means emotionally go. We got to keep moving. I would really like to lay in the bed this morning, because good morning, Tyree, because I've got this first degree burn on my back because of something stupid I did, but it's there now. I would really like to lay in the bed, but I know that in order for me to continue to work on my walk and to be strong, today I gotta be courageous, and I'm gonna go out there and give it my best shot. I'm going to physically go when I don't want to go, but emotionally and psychologically, I want you to go when you don't want to go, when you don't feel like getting out of bed in the morning, because the weight of all of this seems to be getting too much. Everybody in your house getting on your nerves. Even though we can go out and stuff now, it's not the same. All of this walking around with mask on and not being able to I like to interact with people, talking to strangers and things of that nature. It is a level of stress that none of us have experienced. So I just want to encourage you all to get out of bed when you don't want to get out of bed. Cook some dinner when you don't want to cook some dinner. Not because of the physical act of doing it, but because we got to keep taking steps forward. So go when you don't want to go. Guys, thank you all for watching in the Garden with Joyful Living this morning. I love you all so much. I'm going to go out here and brave this heat and run and do whatever Alvin asked me to do, because I know that he is helping me maintain my walk, helping me to be strong. And I want to be doing In the Gardens 10 years from now. And in order for me to do that, I got to go run this morning. So y'all pray for me. It's going to be just fine. I love you all. Good morning, Consuela and Betty. And if you didn't watch it, good morning, Cordell. If you missed it, go back and take a look at it. Please share the video if you found it encouraging. I love you all. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.